Hi artists, it's Miss Coon, and today we're going to make an expressive face cat collage and have some different personalities in our cats. We'll talk a little bit about facial expression and then I'll show you the steps. Artists use facial expression to communicate with the viewer how a character is feeling. Facial expression is a common practice used in graphic novels and animations. Here are the materials that you'll need to complete this project. You need a yellow sheet of construction paper, orange, black, and white. I don't need quite as much black and white, so these sheets are smaller. I will start with my yellow paper, so I'm just going to put these to the side. You should have dot dabbers at your table, glue, scissors, a pencil, and some crayons. We'll start by doing dots for our background just because it's a quick way to fill the space. There are 3 colors at your table. Please keep those at your table so that all tables have 3. The colors don't matter. I'm going to make sure I get a good little covering around the outside border. I can put some in the center, but there will be objects leading to the middle of my paper. And then my third color, I'm just doing kind of random little dots. And then I will put my dot dabbers back in my bucket, slide my yellow paper to the side, and on my orange paper, I'm going to draw a pumpkin shape. I do want to fill up a lot of the page, so I'll start close to the top and do an oval shape. And then I'll touch not the very top, but the side, and draw an oval shape that's overlapped behind it, and the same thing on the other side. And from here, I'll take an orange crayon. It doesn't matter which value of orange you use. And I'll go around my pencil lines. And then I'm going to draw some lines on the insides of these oval shapes that are going to kind of follow the curve of the oval. And after I've got a few marks, I'm going to switch to a different orange. And I'll repeat so that I have more than one value of orange, and I'm just drawing lines. This does not have to be perfect. After you've got your lines, you're going to take your scissors, cut out your pumpkin shape. Your pumpkin shape may be very different than mine, and that is okay. All pumpkins are different. And this is just part of my background for my expressive cat. I'll put this scrap to the side. There should be a tray at your table that can collect your scrap paper, and then I'm going to cut my pumpkin in half. And I won't glue it on yet. I'll wait until I have my cat ready, but I'll put these 2 things to the side. I've got my black paper, and I'm going to start with a shape for my head. If you were comfortable drawing it first, you can. If you want to cut it, you can do a circle shape or an oval shape. The shape of your cat's face is really up to you. You can draw the ears on or cut them out separately. I like to cut mine out separately. And I usually just take a scrap of paper, I fold it in half, and I cut a triangle shape for my ears. And I'm not going to glue my pieces on yet. So I have a shape. I'm not going to wad this up. I'll just put it to the side. I'm going to grab my white paper and I'm going to start working on my facial expression. I fold it in half so that I can cut 2 circles for eyes. And I'll give you a couple of different ideas here. You could do oval shapes. You can change your shape and you don't have to use circles. You could also do a semicircle, which is going to change the expression of your cat character. It will make him look angry or sleepy, and that changes the whole mood of your work. So I'm going to put these to the side and I'll experiment with this one. I'm going to use my black paper, fold it in half to make my pupils, and I'll give you a couple of different ideas for pupils. I cut out little round dots. Let's see, I'll go a little bit smaller than I did this one. Okay, and if I put them at the bottom, it looks like he's looking down. If I put one up and one down, he looks a little silly. He could be crossing his eyes like he's looking at something on his nose. He could look up. He could look directly at you. Another idea is to make your pupils really small, super tiny. And smaller pupils make him look a little bit startled or surprised. Oh, I got one. Let me try again. He looks a little bit more nervous. And I can also use this paper to create his nose, his mouth, his whiskers. If you want it to be a color that you don't have, you can use the crayons at your table to color a little section to make your nose or mouth or the inside of its ears. The details are up to you. Maybe his paws are sticking out of your pumpkin. Maybe he has whiskers. It's really just up to your imagination. And looking back at some of these finished examples, this was mine. He looks a little bit anxious. He's looking over to the side like something startled him. This one looks a little suspicious, maybe like he's going to jump out and surprise someone. And this one just looks kind of sweet and innocent. Be sure that you're gluing your pieces on with either the school glue or the stick glue so that you don't lose any of your pieces when you're finished. Your scrap paper is going to go on the tray at your table, and you're going to take your art to the small drying rack and put it in the first empty space at the bottom. So I can see that these are full, and so I'll go right to this first empty space, and that's where my art goes. Cannot wait to see what you create.